Game of finesse into the school of hard knocks. As both coaches saw their carefully conceived game plans turn into chaotic skirmishes. With even the best of friends finding themselves standing toe-to-toe. Tempers reached a boiling point as extreme heat and fatigue became an adversary of everyone on the court. And while the older Laker team seemed to feel the heat, the younger Pistons just got stronger, and by winning games 4 and 5, would take a 3-2 series lead back to the West Coast. The Pistons were now just one win away from their first NBA championship. Post-game images were of Game 5 and the rough stuff that had unfolded at the Silverdome, but the comments were on the future.
Game 6 is the only game we can think about. You know, this is what we played for all year long, and it's not over yet. Obviously, we're down, our backs are against the wall, but we're going home, and I don't think anybody feels terribly bad about tonight's game.
Give Detroit a lot of credit. They hit the shots, especially when they needed it. They hit some big shots, but there's always Sunday.
Once again, on familiar turf, the Lakers were given new life, and the Pistons knew it. Win, and LA's hopes of repeating lives. Lose, and the dream dies. There was only one option for the Lakers to choose. After a slow start, the Lakers did break out, cutting Detroit's lead to 3. But Isiah Thomas wouldn't allow them to get any closer. The Lakers' defense got tougher, enabling them to stay within striking distance by quarter's end, and refocusing their offense on 2 of their most lethal weapons during the playoffs, James Worthy and Byron Scott. And with a little Laker magic.
Underneath the Scott scores! Byron Scott took the ball 11 feet from the floor.
Down by 7 at the half, Isiah would try to find a crack in the Lakers' armor. Crisp passing, unselfish play, kept the Lakers' lead at 6. With 8 minutes to play in the first half, Isiah went down with a sprained ankle. In a heartbeat, Detroit's chance of an NBA title was on the line. Courageously, Isiah would return. Although hobbled, he would score 25 gutsy points in the third quarter, setting a new NBA Finals record and giving the Pistons a lead. A late fourth quarter jumper over Magic gave Detroit its first real glimpse of an NBA championship. The Lakers called a timeout to set up a play, and Byron Scott's number was called.
Brings it out to Scott, 3-point country, dribble drive in deep, 12-foot jumper, good!
The Lakers stopped Detroit on its next possession, and Laimbeer fouled the captain as he attempted to give LA the lead.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the free throw line. The free throw by the captain. Perfect! The Lakers lead it, 103-102. Timeout, Detroit. 14 seconds left, so lots of time for Detroit.
Listen, you're coming off Joe hard, right? You got to be careful here. Joe, hesitate a second in case you have to get back the ball. Then 3 and 4, get 2. See, if you get him, you duck in and get the ball, try to get in the lane and score. If not, you'll have Joe floating around the outside.
The pressure hung over the Pistons' huddle like a hangman's noose. On the young shoulders of Joe Dumars, the burden of Detroit's destiny would fall. Dumars drove the middle. And the game was up for grabs. The ball fell into the hands of Byron Scott. And Isiah's dream of an NBA championship dissolved before his eyes. On this day, the Lakers had reason to give thanks. The two-year odyssey would end here. For 19 years, others had failed. Now, on the threshold of history, Laker greatness would be measured by one final game.
I'm very proud of the fact that we've been at or near the top of our profession for so long. I think that's the key for me. That's where I get my most pleasure and pride from being part of this team.
I've been here 6 years, won 2 championships, and been in the finals all but 1 year. You become a part of that tradition if you've gone through that much.
Winning the first one is something that you'll never forget, but winning a back-to-back is something that people can categorize the Lakers as being one of the greatest teams of all times.
There's no other team that has come close to what we're doing in 20 years. We're playing for the World Championship, but yet we're playing for history.
And let's leave our impression, our mark on people to say, hey, that was the team of the 80s in the NBA. And by repeating, we can do that.
It's the 7th and decisive game of the 1988 World Championships of the NBA. The crowd of 17,505 making their way in here, and each one is saying the same thing: will Isiah Thomas play? So far as we know, he's going to suit up and try to play. And he better play his best, because Magic Johnson has the Lakers in a winning frame of mind, and we think it's going to be one of the great games in the history of the NBA.
Game 7 didn't just start, it erupted. And as the two teams battled for the World Championship, one player would step forward and take control, dazzling the Forum crowd with his aerial display.